and welcome to Winners Corner. For our Grand Slam 75 around this Sunday, we are traveling to Örebro racetrack. And what do you think of this track, Mike? Do you usually have big successes as a punter on this track, or what do you say?
Well, it's a very tight track and quite a difficult one. Also, usually the track conditions are pretty poor in the winter, so it's big minus for the horses that race without shoes at the end of the season there. But now we've got the shoe ban, so every horse must carry shoes all around, so that's not going to be a factor. But short final stretch, usually a lot of winners from the lead, as at all tracks, but when you are out 3 wide through the last turn, you still get a bit of acceleration there. So you need to have a good racing position through the last turn. That's important.
Very well then, let's start off this Sunday in race 5. It's the first leg in the Grand Slam 75 round, and it's a race over the very demanding long distance 3,100 meters. And what have you found for us here?
Well, I'm going to go for number 8, Indy Lane. He moves down in class quite a bit this time. I think we're getting decent odds because I believe number 3, Elis, will be the favorite. Indy Lane showed good form last time when the trainer, Björn Recklinger, was driving him himself. Was out 3 wide a long bit there, almost the last lap, and still finished quite strong there. 13.4 over 2,000 meters. A horse that's used to wearing shoes all around, not a big minus for him, loves the long distance, and what I love about it is that this time the trainer is putting Concho on him. He usually uses catch drivers when he knows his horses are in form. So the post, of course, horrible, but it's a really long distance, so I'm sure it won't matter all that much. So this one I feel good about.
Okay then, so we start off with a win bet that Mike feels very good about here in race 5, number 8, Indy Lane. We turn the page to race 6, the second leg in the Grand Slam 75 round, and here many punters believe that this will be a fight between number 3, Romance Amok, and number 4, Sundholm's Fatima. What do you think?
I think so too. Those two really do stand out. They are a bit better than the rest. I'm going to go for Sundholm's Fatima, mainly because of the driver change. This time Mika Force is replacing Klaus Kern, and that's some improvement, I must say. Mika Force, one of the best drivers in the world. Sundholm's Fatima, second to last time, showed increasing form, was a bit locked in, and seemed to have quite a bit of gas left there. Last time went off stride early on in the race. That's always a bit of a minus, but if the horse races up to the potential and the form that the horse showed second to last time, I think that she's got a great chance here, especially since number 3, Romance Amok, keeps on going off stride all the time. There's something disturbing that horse, I feel, since she came back after a long layoff.
So, a win bet here in race 6 on horse number 4, Sundholm's Fatima. We jump on to race 8, the fourth leg in the Grand Slam round, and here we find the biggest favorite of the day, and it's a race for 4-year-old horses, and number 2, So Long Losers, great name, Mike, has got 2 straight victories. But it's not the horse that we're going to talk about.
No, there's no value in that one. It looks like it's going to be a huge favorite here. Instead, I've got an outsider that I want to place a show bet on. Number 10, Palais Bourbon. Very nice horse, very solid racehorse, always performed, never wins, but usually finishes in the money. Last time showed really nice form, was boxed in for quite a bit. Andre Eklund was really searching for a way out there, and once the opening came, the horse accelerated very nicely there at the end. So very good form, a solid racehorse. Probably won't win this, but definitely a nice chance to be in the top 3, and we're getting really high odds.
So a very interesting show bet here in race 8 on horse number 10, Palais Bourbon. Now it's time for us to talk about the daily double, and as usual we have it in races 10 and 11. And DD1 is a race of a full distance where you might think it's a good idea to bank number 1, Choco Boy. Please tell us why.
The horse came back last time after a long layoff, a bit of a training period, and looked really strong. He looked like a winner all through the race, and then he got a difficult trip. He was out 3 wide and even 4 wide all through the last turn, and still managed to win it quite comfortably. So that was a huge improvement compared to earlier. I think he's going to move forward with that race under his belt. I think he's fast enough to take the lead from the inside. In that case, I think the race is over. A little bit vulnerable in case he misses the lead. Of course, he needs a bit of luck, but definitely the best horse and the absolutely the best performance in the last race, so the best form.
He seems to become the favorite there in DD1, number 1, Choco Boy. And also in DD2, a race over full distance as well. You have done such an unusual thing for being you, Mike, as to go for the favorite also here. Number 4, Better Boss. Please explain.
Yeah, I like the way this horse raced last time at Örebro. That was the first time I saw him here in Sweden. He looked like a very complete racehorse, and especially he was a fighter. He really dug in over the final stretch there for Kontio. Mika Force, once again, he's got several good chances this Sunday here at Örebro. I think he's going to win a few of them, and I think Better Boss is one of the better chances he's got.
So we have one single combination for the daily double this Sunday. Now on to Grand Slam 75, and as you know, we have to try to figure out who's going to win in the 7 consecutive races that are included in the round. And Mike, he hopes that he has included the winners in this system that we will soon see, and it has 648 combinations, Mike, and let's go through it. We've already talked about both your bankers, number 8 Indy Lane in the first leg, and then also number 1 Choco Boy in the 6th leg. So let's move on to the races that you haven't talked about. Starting in the 3rd leg, it's a race for 3-year-old mares, full distance, circular start. They divided up over 2 tiers, and you seem to think that this is one of the most difficult races in the round.
It is. 3-year-olds at this time of the season. None of these have really proven themselves as superstars. Relatively low-grade race. I would say this really has the marks of an upset here. I would have liked to mark all the horses, but there are just too many. So the ones I've chosen, I feel, are maybe a slightly bit better than the rest.
All right, then, and we move on to Grand Slam 75-5, the 5th leg. And here we find the second biggest favorite of the day in number 3, Dr. Doxy Sense. He's been competing frequently on V75. He's won 5 straight races this past summer. But I noticed that you haven't even included him on your system. How come?
No, this I'm going to go against. I think at the end he's going to be the biggest favorite of the whole round. He's going to be a massive favorite here. And if you look at his last race there on the V75, he came back after a month away, and he was very defensively driven by his trainer, who's usually a very aggressive driver. And then even with that defensive drive, which looked like a prepare race, over the final stretch, he wasn't really sparkling. So I think that the trainer knows that his horse is not in form at the moment, which is why he engaged him in such a low-grade race here with only 3,000 euros to the winner instead of the V75. So I feel that with such a huge favorite here and all those minuses, it's worth going against here. Rafiki Free and Just Wait and See are definitely my first picks here. Rafiki Free, always a contender, really strong finisher, loves long distance. This time it's 2,000 meters. That's a bit of a minus, but still a strong finisher who has shown good form. Second to last time, finished second there in a very good performance. Last time never got into the race from a difficult post position. And then number 6, Just Wait and See, of course, has a good post here, loves the lead and grows several classes in the lead. I think he's got a good chance to take it here, and returns after a bit of a layoff, and I think he could very well be the winner from the lead.
And then we can also see here on your system that in the last leg you've added on quite a few horses to your previously banker number 4 Better Boss there for the DD system. How come?
I think it's a very even race. I don't think Better Boss will come out as such a big favorite at the end there. Also, I like on these combination games, V75 and GS75, you usually get very nicely paid if you find an outsider in the last leg, because many people bank in the last leg because they like to stay in the game as long as possible. So several of these horses offer pretty good value. FedEx Cup, their number 7, for instance, ranked 4th in the race card, has a good race card results, and looks like a pretty capable horse, but completely overlooked by the early bettors. 0% at the moment.
Okay, then, that was all the races, and we have now a system of 648 combinations. Thank you, Mike, for today, and thank you out there for watching. And now we can just wish you the best of luck with your bets to Örebro racetrack. And of course, you find more information at our website, swedishhorseracing.com. Bye-bye.